This is going to be a big one. I'm talking about the link between your relationships and money. Now, predominantly this is coming from a feminine perspective, but if you're a man, and I know there's some men that listen to this podcast as well, hello to you. There'll be some insights in here for you regardless. So if you personally or even for your feminine counterpart. So anyway, let's go in. The link between your relationships and money. Well, let me take you back. Let me take you back a little while. If you've been listening in and tuning in to this for a while, and by the way, this is episode 51, which means I'm very close to have completed a full year of the Coaching Circle podcast with an episode every single week. So woohoo to that. But I've shared a lot about my own personal journey in this series. And so you may know that I had a bit of a history with relationships. And, I've been engaged a couple of times. I've been married. I've been divorced. My partner that I have now, we first met way back in, how old was I? I was 30 at the time. So that was like 19 years ago. So around 2005, it was October long weekend, 2005. And we've been together and broken up like 3 times. So we were together for, I think, 4 or 5 years and then broke up. We were apart for 5 years and then got back together and were together for another, 4 or 5 years and then broke up for about a year and got back together. And we've resolved a lot of things in that time and had a lot of growth. And I assure you that a lot of that, yes, my partner's done a lot of personal growth for himself. He's a very different person today than when we first met, but so am I. And I 100% believe that as I have worked on myself and resolved issues for myself with how I relate to men, which stems back to childhood, I've changed the role for him to play and he's changed as well. So we've grown together. And this is a really important thing to know about relationships. If you don't know it already, is that, relationships aren't there for the purpose of you just living this, happy ever after utopia, butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns kind of existence. It seems like that at the start, but the truth is we're drawn to those people who are going to help us gain awareness of the things that we most need to evolve and heal and, resolve within ourselves. Okay, so definitely my partner, Paul, God love him, he has helped me get awareness about a whole lot of stuff. And so there's been that aspect of my life. Now, the other thing is that I've had a real history around money. And when I look at like my history with money, like I've always been involved in money. Like even when I was at school, I remember thinking that when I grow up, I want to work in a bank, right? I don't know why I wanted to work in a bank. Maybe, I don't know, I wanted to count money. I'm not sure, but it seemed like a pretty cool thing to do. And I did work in a bank for about 10 years altogether. I also worked in accounting, like I was an assistant accountant for about 6 years. I was a money coach for a couple of years. Like I was always working around banking and finance and money in one form or another. And for my personal experience with money, I was never like destitute as far as never having. Oh, mind you, there was a time when I first started my business that things got a little bit scary, but I was always supported in some way around money, but it would go up and down. So I'd go from having lots of money and, being in a situation with no mortgage to then being, like not really a lot of money and having a mortgage. And it was just always up and down. And I could really take money or leave it. Like it could come in, but then I could get rid of it pretty quick. I could leave it behind pretty quick. And so being able to attract the kind of money that I wanted in the way that I wanted and holding on to it had been a challenge for me, right? Had been a challenge for me. And so like, even when I first started my business, thinking about making 6 figures in my business seemed like the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like it's like I knew that that's what I wanted, but I was so far detached from that as a reality, and how I could ever make that happen. Like, it wasn't funny. It was all the work I had to do with myself to make that happen. And it's something that I continually work on. I continually work and evolve, and I'm always researching. I'm always working on myself. Like, over the last 8 years, the journey that, like, the work that I've done on myself, yes, I've spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on my own personal growth and development and coaching and all those kinds of things. But I also like work on myself daily. Like, I've got self-coaching scripts. There's one actually I'm sharing in the Coaching Circle Insiders very, very shortly. So if you're not a member of the Coaching and Circle Insiders, you'll want to get in there, because I go live in there every Friday, or you talk about all these kinds of things in a lot of depth. And yeah, I'm going to be sharing in there a self-coaching script that I use, which is really, really powerful. And but I do this like daily. I'm always working on myself. It's either meditations or it's self-coaching, or there's something to continue to work on these areas. And so very much, I know for me, relationships and money. So relationships with men and money have been very closely intertwined. Like, there's been challenges in both those areas. And I knew for a long time that I felt somewhat disempowered a lot of the time in both those areas, but I knew that they were intertwined. And like, there was years in my personal development that I was like, this is what I'm still working on. This is what I'm still working on. And like, I would make moves forward, and like, I gradually was making moves forward, but always felt like there was more. And even up until quite recently, like in the last couple of years, I've made bigger breakthroughs in this area. And there's some things that have come up just, not that long ago, that I've just like going, oh yeah, I've got to share this stuff with you, because it's really, really powerful. Now, this stuff also comes up with my clients, right? Especially women who start their own businesses. And I had a client ask me earlier this year, actually. She said, Toni, do you think that my relationship with men and my money blocks are linked? And I said, yes, 100% I do. I do think they're linked. And we've done a lot of work in that space with her as well. And it shifts. Like, this is the thing, when I work with people and we get clear on what their blocks are and we work on them at a deep level, things shift, right? Clients start coming in, money starts coming in. And this is very much what happened with me, how I went from earning zero money to, 6 figures and over, is by doing this kind of work. So this is what I'm going to be talking about, and I really want to share with you today. And as I said at the start, this is for men and women. I'm going to be talking about it from the perspective of women. But if you're a man, you no doubt have women in your life. And listen, because there'll be some key lessons here for you to think about how you're showing up for the women in your life, and how that can affect the money that comes into your household. Okay, really, really important stuff. So when we think about masculine and feminine energy, right? Masculine energy is the reaching out, it's the active, it's the driven, it's the hunting, it's the positive force, right? It's the focus, it's the fixing, it's the protecting, right? That's the masculine energy. And it's the positive force. So when I say positive, like, think about like positive and negative in like an electric current, right? An electric current, we have a positive pole and a negative pole, and it runs positive to negative. Okay, so therefore the feminine is the opposite from the masculine. Okay, so the feminine is the negative pole. And so the feminine is more about being, like the masculine's doing, the feminine's being, right? The feminine's creative, nurturing. The feminine is also about receiving, right? The feminine is also about receiving. So when a woman learns through her relationship with men, and this will stem back to childhood and the relationship she has with her dad, or whatever other predominant male figures, male authority figures were in her life. If a woman learns that it's not safe to trust the masculine, okay, or that they can't rely on the masculine, or that there's no safety in the masculine, or they're not protected by the masculine, or that it's just like they can't trust, that it's not safe to receive masculine energy, then they will reject the masculine energy, right? And this is where we see women step into their own masculine, and then they're like doing everything for themselves, right? They're in the doing. They might think that they're better off by themselves. They're better off doing things by themselves. But what can also happen is that they can also reject ways to make money, right? Opportunities to make money, opportunities to receive money, opportunities to have money can also be directly linked to this rejecting the masculine energy. Because here's the thing, money is also energy, and it's a masculine energy. Okay, so money is also an energy, and it's a masculine energy. Okay, so this is why, you know, like I was saying, for me with money, there would be times where I have money, but I could easily take it or leave it, right? I could easily just let it go, and just be like, oh, I'll have to find it again somewhere else. And I did that in my relationships as well. Like I would get involved in a relationship, but then I would decide it wasn't for me, and I would just leave. I just leave everything, right? Because it was always the wounded masculine energy that I was involved in. And I learned that I couldn't rely on that masculine energy. I couldn't trust that masculine energy. And so it was the same with money. Okay, so you might have all these kinds of things that happen with money. So either you don't allow money to come in, you don't hold on to money, or it comes in and then it goes out really quickly. You might feel shame about money, right? You might have learned from the masculine that, you know, it's bad to have money, right? Or there might have been this judgment around money, because this is the thing, right? When people shame, and I've seen this firsthand, when people shame other people for having money, okay, so like I used to hear this from my dad. He used to talk about people who had money as if they were somehow greedy, selfish, you know, like dodgy, whatever else, if they had money, right? But here's the thing, people only shame you about something if you're reflecting back to them something that they feel insecure about, but they deeply desire, right? And I know this 100%. This is what people do. They'll talk badly about other people with money, but deep down, they want money, right? They want money, but they feel insecure about their ability to have money. Okay, so if you might have grown up with parents who talked badly about people with money, right? Yet deep down, they always wanted more money. But they couldn't have more money because they were talking badly about it, right? So they were rejecting the energy of money. They were rejecting the energy of money. And so this is something you might have picked up for yourself. You might have decided that it was unsafe to have money, right? It's unsafe to have money because, you know, people talk badly about people with money, or, you know, all of those kind of sayings like money is the root of all evil. Well, the correct saying for that is the lack of money is the root of all evil, right? People do all kinds of crazy stuff when they don't have money, right? When people have got plenty of money, they've got no need to be, you know, committing crimes or being dodgy or anything like that, because they've got everything that they need, right? They have all the resources that they need. So if you grow up with all of these kind of negative connotations about money and negative associations about money, right, you start to feel like money can't be trusted, right? Money can't be trusted, or money is bad. And you don't want to be in that energy, right? You don't want to attract that energy. So what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to change this for yourself, right? You want to be able to change this for yourself, because the fact is, if you've got plenty of money, if you've got all the money that you need, money can be very supportive for you. Money can protect you from all kinds of things. If you've got enough money, you can get all of the kind of healthcare you need. If you've got enough money, you can have, you know, you can have a nice house with everything that you need, that you always, you know, have all your needs fulfilled. You'll always have beautiful, good quality food and water and electricity and clothing and enough time to have freedom, right? Time freedom. You know, have enough, if you've got enough money and resources, you don't have to be stressed out. You can relax. You can, you've got more control over your environment. So you want to be able to change this association with money so that what we really want to do is make a decision and install this decision in your mind. And the decision that you want to install in your unconscious is that you are not available for wounded masculine energy. Okay, you're not available for wounded masculine energy. But we're going to distinguish here between wounded masculine energy and healthy masculine energy. Okay, so you want to make a decision and install it in your unconscious that you're not available for wounded masculine energy, that you only trust and accept healthy masculine energy. And that in fact, it is very safe for you to receive as a feminine being, right? It's very safe for your feminine to receive healthy masculine energy. Okay, because you want to be open and you want to be receiving. And this is the thing where I said, if you're a man and listening to this, it's going to be something here for you. The more that you can make your feminine counterpart feel safe and protected, safe to express herself, safe to ask for what she wants, safe to pursue her desires, safe to take the time to rest, safe to take the time to relax, safe to just be in her being, right? The more she's going to be able to receive. And this is the thing with the feminine, right? Whatever you give the feminine, she multiplies. Whatever you give the feminine, she multiplies. So it's safe for you to receive money as a feminine, then you will multiply what that energy can do in who you can help, what it is that you do. It's the same for the masculine, right? When you make it safe for your feminine to receive, like what she's receiving from you is very safe, she will multiply that and you will get it back in spades. Okay, you find me a woman who's not deeply appreciative for a man that creates safety for her. Oh my God, all day long. If you can provide, you're a masculine and you provide a very safe environment for your feminine to feel secure, supported, like taken care of, protected, she will multiply that and you'll get it back in spades. Okay, so this is the thing, when it becomes for you as a feminine that you decide that you are not available for wounded masculine energy, you're only available for healthy masculine energy, you will then be okay to receive money. Okay, you will then be okay to get into a relationship with a healthy masculine male as well, because the healthy masculine will not be attracted to a feminine who's in her masculine, because it's not, there's no polarities there, right? So you got to be in your feminine and being open to receive healthy masculine. Be open to receive being looked after and being protected. This is what the healthy masculine can do for you. This is what money can do for you. And so the more you can get into that space, the more quickly you will attract money, right? The more easily and more safe it will feel for you to attract and hold money. Okay, so this is hugely empowering. This is hugely empowering for you. And like I said, in the coaching circle insiders, because I'm going to be away, I'm going on holidays to Thailand at the start of August. And while I'm away, instead of doing one of the weekly lives in there, I'm going to be giving away this very, very special self-coaching script. So that's going to be in the first week of August or second week of August. And so get in there before then and you'll definitely get access for it. And you can use this self-coaching script to work through any of your own blocks, as well as any other stuff that you need to work on, money, anything else. And it's something that I use personally. It is amazingly like an incredible process. And like I said, that's all included of the membership of the Coaching Circle Insiders. You'll find the link how to join that in the show notes. So this is my message for you today. Okay. Make sure that you make this decision for yourself. You're no longer available for the wounded masculine energy. Okay. And if not being available for wounded masculine energy, by the way, sets off any fears of abandonment or rejection for you, be sure that you tune into next week's episode, because this was one of the blocks I had to overcome as well. I had a lot of stuff around abandonment and rejection, and this is why I continued to have these unhealthy, relationships in the wounded masculine. I'm going to be talking about that in the next week's episode, so be sure to tune into that one. But for today, what I'd love to leave you with is just this to ponder. And that is, if you were to create an environment where it was very safe for you to receive any amount of money that you wanted, okay, what would you offer to the world? How would you multiply that? What would you do with the money that is streaming your way right now as you listen to this? Because we live in an electronic age, right? Money's energy. There is money like zooming past you in every direction. You think about every time you get on internet banking and you go bang, 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 pay that bill, pay that person. Money is flying through. It's everywhere. You only need to tap into that stream, right? It's infinite. There's all of this money. You just got to make it safe for you to receive it, okay? And feel protected and nurtured and safe in the receiving of this money. You can have as much as you like. You don't know, what would you do with it? What would be the purpose of that for you? How would you use that money? I'd love to know. Send me a message. What are you going to do with all your money? Email me, Toni Everard. I love hearing from you guys. Like, when you message me, each week I get people who text me or they email me and go, oh my God, I just listened to that episode. I love it. Absolutely. I'll respond to you every single time. I love hearing your insights. Go and heal your relationship with men and money. Make it safe. You're worth it.